Do you enjoy going to snowy mountain cabins during the middle of winter for a holiday or as a getaway? Do you enjoy sitting by the warm, cozy fire with a cup of hot chocolate? Well, this next board game I'm about to introduce to you has none of those cuddly elements whatsoever. In fact, Skull Canyon Ski Fest has you taking on the role of pro snowboarders as you try to claim as many runs to earn fame and thus get victory points in order to win the game. Now, I wonder if board games make great snowboards. Wow, this game is so cool. It definitely is, indeed. Have you ever heard of the board game Winter Olympics? Well, actually, neither have I. In fact, the closest you might get to participating in a cool Olympic competitive sport is in this game right here, Skull Canyon Ski Fest. Like a frozen dinner meal, Skull Canyon serves up a game structured like a 3-course meal. Course 1 is all about riding the ski lifts and training by gathering these cards that come in 3 different colours and various ski-style icons. Course 2 is about selecting the ski runs that you want to claim, either beginner, advanced, or expert. You can claim them by either cashing in cards of the same colour or the same style icon. If you pick an icon that matches the style bonus on the run, you get double the fame. After completing a run, depending on its difficulty, you gain victory points, fame, and claim your record on this groovy track. This track is very competitive though. Have the majority of the claimed ski runs in each category and you'll earn victory points at the end of the game. There is a catch, however. No one ever truly owns the ski runs forever. Players can steal runs by cashing in an extra slope card when they go down it. For the third and final course, whoever is closest to the bottom of the mountain at the end of each day gets to park their skis in the village first. Players then move across the village, stopping at different locations Tokaido style, paying the cost to gain the bonuses from those sites. At the end of the day, the skiers go to rest and prepare for the next day by purchasing a range of really cool gear that will make conquering the ski mountain more efficient than Frodo returning the ring to Mount Doom. Beware, however, because the Yeti is roaming about like some sort of Grinch. If a player claims a run using a single Yeti wildcard, they can move the Yeti monster to block certain ski runs, rendering them temporarily inactive. If 2 Yeti cards are played whilst claiming a ski run, an avalanche occurs and everyone is pushed down the mountain by 1 run. I guess it makes thematic sense. If an avalanche was coming after you, you'd be on the run as well. There are many elements to Skull Canyon Ski Fest that really resonate well with me. The first thing I want to mention is that the theme marries perfectly to the mechanisms that exist in this game. And I'm one to say that I'm not really someone who likes playing sport in general, and I'm not very sporty overall, but as I was playing this game and discovering the strategies and uncovering how everything worked, I just realized that this theme just is accentuated so well through what players actually do in this game. I love the puzzle of trying to get to the top of the mountain and trying to solve my way by completing different runs of varying difficulty using the cards that are in your hand. So you're kind of saving up these icons and these colors to then be able to complete runs. There's an interesting element of forward planning that's really crucial to this game because you don't want to get to a high point in the mountain and then find yourself stuck halfway down because you don't have the right combination of slope cards. So knowing how many runs you want to do and what sort of runs you want to aim for is going to be really important in terms of what cards you're going to collect and train and get into your hand. Here's my lift pass and I'm heading down to the bottom floor of this building. Doop. Fame points are probably the most important currency in this game. The fame points really give you an edge out over the other players. They allow you to purchase gear cards, which really are super powerful for making things cheaper and making completing runs a lot more easily or getting icons that you need. But the fame points translate into victory points at the end of the game. You're also able to spend them at the little ski resort town at the end of each round. And being able to gain lift passes and avalanche tokens to cause everyone to go down the mountain. There is so much power in gaining fame points, and it's something that you can't really neglect. I've got my board and I'm ready to hit the slopes. One of my favorite mechanisms on the map in this game are these style bonus tokens. So certain ski runs have little style bonuses, and if you can match your card and play them with along those runs that match the style bonuses, you'll get double the amount of fame points. And that's a really fast way of getting extra fame. So I would recommend that when you play this game in your first couple of rounds to try and generate a fame engine. And even that little action in the ski village, which allows you to swap the two tokens around, or the fame bonuses, so that in the subsequent round you can exploit that ski run. That is such a powerful move to be able to make in this game. And I also love the use of the Yeti, and I'm so glad they included the Yeti in this game, because it kind of softens that really sporty element that the game kind of evokes. But placing the Yeti on certain runs means that you can block it off so that other players can't use them. So if you ever play a Yeti card as part of one of your cards on a run, you get to move it and block it off. So if you can see someone heading halfway down the mountain, you can see they're about to cash those training cards or slope cards in to make a run, you can place the Yeti there and then stop them from doing that. So play these 7 ski cross cards, including this wild Yeti, in order to complete the Bumpville Expert run, and then gaining double the amount of fame because I get the style bonus that's listed on the track here. Wow, what a masterful performance and combo. Do you think this will be able to qualify for the next board game Winter Olympics? Well, I could have played that combo without using the Yeti card, because that definitely upset all the other skiers around the table. This is Danny reporting on the field. Back to the review. Depending on the difficulty of the run, you can claim certain runs by placing your tokens on there. And there's this constant jostling for particular runs and having the most in that particular category so that you can score the points at the end of the game. And the fact that you can steal runs and people can steal them back from you means that the game kind of creates this sense of competition, which once again fits into the theme of skiing and being in a ski comp. I really love the structure of the maps on both the 2-player side of the board as well as the 3 to 4-player side of the board. What's really beautiful about the 2-player side is that the game really still feels tight. You still feel like you're competing with each other, you still feel like you're getting in each other's way, and the sense of competition remains high. One thing I will mention as a potential improvement to the game is to the fact that the game doesn't include a solo mode, where if you do want to play this on your own, all they could have really done is introduce a set of cards for a dummy second player, and then that would have made a really great solo mode for the game. One of the biggest comparisons that people have made when trying to explain what Skull Canyon Ski Fest is like as a board game, they've often compared it to 2 games, Parks and also Ticket to Ride. Now, you might be wondering, well, if I own Parks and I own Ticket to Ride, why bother getting Skull Canyon Ski Fest? And is Skull Canyon Ski Fest any different than what I get when I play these 2 other games? And that is a really good question. Skull Canyon Ski Fest is not really like Ticket to Ride at all. There are elements that seem familiar. For example, grabbing the slope cards and trying to cash those slope cards in to claim runs, or using a wild Yeti card, or in Ticket to Ride using a locomotive card and being able to only take 1 Yeti wild card if you're drawing from this market area, similar to the original Ticket to Ride. But other than that, I think what Skull Canyon does really well is it takes that kind of Ticket to Ride element and includes these special symbols that then translates to points that you get on the tracks. And in the original game of Ticket to Ride, you'd often place your trains down and that route would become blocked. In here, you're placing your cards down and you're claiming the routes, but the routes aren't necessarily blocked. Anyone can still claim them back or use them or steal them. So the sense of openness is still there, but the sense of competition is still there as well. Whereas in Ticket to Ride, it's all about filling up the board and finding other avenues to get around and connect the routes that you want to do. Whereas here, it's all about how can I navigate the mountain? How can I get those fame points most efficiently? So on my turn, I perform the train action. Oh, right. Different game. Now when it comes to comparing it to Parks or even Tokaido, there's only one area of the game that kind of resonates with a similar mechanism that you use in Parks, and that's getting the walkers to move along the trail. Here you're getting the skiers to move through the ski village. The sense of progressive worker placement as you move forward and you're not able to move back is probably something that does resonate similarly with the game Parks, but it's really something that is used in a different way. In Parks, you're using the action spaces to help you get resources to then claim park cards. Whereas in Ski-Fest Skull Canyon, you're moving through to try and trigger particular actions and bonuses that you want to use on your next ski run. In that way, they are very similar, and the fact that once you take up a spot, someone behind you can't use that spot, that in itself I can see is a very similar aspect to it, but it is a minor component in Skull Canyon. So wait a sec, you're telling me that this game is like Ticket to Ride, but it's not like Ticket to Ride? Which one is it? Oh, it's like Parks. I get it now. Hang on a sec. But what I'll add to that is that Skull Canyon Ski Fest is a pretty safe game. The mechanics all work so smoothly, it's like a well-oiled machine and everything flows quite well. But there isn't anything here that is entirely uniquely new, something that you haven't seen before, because there's elements that you recognize from a lot of other games. What I do think that this game does exceptionally well is offer you a cool and fun puzzle. The fact that I can play a really cool two-player game and have a lot of thinky choices while I'm playing this game is so good, and if I can get that wonderful experience with my partner or with my friend, then that is money well worth spent. I also love this navigation that centers around this mountain area, and I think that's probably the bit that is most different about this game, is the fact that you're going up these ski lifts and then choosing different types of runs to go down. I mean, you really have to plan your route very carefully, because when you get to this point here, and then you've just spent all of your cards going down the Black Magic ski route, and then realize that there's no other cards left in your hand, you're really kind of stuck in a pickle. And it's moments like these where you've got to consider, am I going to try for the Electric Avenue run and score double fame points, or am I going to simply take the easy way out to get back down to the bottom of the mountain? It's really cool moments like these that make this game a really cool maze to solve and untangle. So do I have to be a really good pro snowboarder in order to be good at this game? No, I don't think so. You just have to be good at beating me, which you're already doing by crushing me at this game. So considering my final verdict, if this is a sporting theme that really strongly resonates with you, then you are going to absolutely love this game. If you want a really great casual game to play that's easy to pick up but is full of cool, interesting choices and feels familiar like a really close friend, then this is also a game for you. I met a guy once who thought he saw a Yeti, yet he never actually showed me any proof. If you're looking for a game that's completely unique, then maybe this might be a game that you'll try before you buy. Thank you folks for sticking with me this far, and if you really enjoyed my review of this game, please don't hesitate to subscribe, like this video, and check out some of the more amazing board game content featured on my channel. I'd really appreciate it, and I hope you discover something that you like and some new games to add to your board game collection. If you're a first-time board gamer, then welcome to the board gaming hobby. This is Danny signing out, and make sure your next board game is an amazing one. Goodbye.